Hi, I'm Daniel Linder, psychotherapist and relationship trainer, practicing in the San Francisco Bay Area for over 30 years. I am the creator of the Dating2Relate workshop and the author of Dating, a Guide to Creating Intimate Relationships. What we're doing here at this website is teaching strategies for relating, connecting, intimacy, rapport building, so you can feel more confident and more effective in your ability to relate and make connections to other people. So before I tell you more about myself, my work, and what's going to be on this website for you, I want to ask you, how important is it to you to have an intimate relationship in your life and make an intimate connection or even an intimate moment? How badly do you want it? For me, I wanted it badly. That's what I live for. And there's nothing more important to me than feeling connected to you, feeling like I'm getting you, feeling like I'm really experiencing a deep part that doesn't quite meet the eye. I'm kind of getting you inside and you're getting me. So I could feel understood. There's nothing in my life I ever wanted more. As long as I could remember the feeling of being understood, seen, gotten. That's what I live for. So this was evident to me all throughout my life. I can go back to as early as age 4, whenever I was around people, my radar was active for this kind of thing that we're talking about, relating, how people related, to the extent to which they connected or not connected. When people were talking to each other around me and there was a connection, there was a rapport, they were understanding each other, they were caring about each other, they were close to each other, I felt it. And it felt great. It felt exhilarating. It felt like, oh yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want more of. That's what I want to be around. And on the same token, when they were missing each other and there was a disconnect and lack of understanding, lack of caring, lack of closeness, it was palpable. I felt it here, and it did not feel good. I wanted no part of it. I wanted to run, and it was clearly something that I did not want in my life. So the contrast was very, very clear in a gut sense to me. From here, I went out about living my life, going out in the world, seeking these connections, and I feel like relationships came natural to me. Just my personality, who I am, my passion. I'm kind of tuned into myself, connected to what I'm feeling, and very happy to express it and put it out sort of in a free flow, spontaneous way. And also, I am a magnet. There's something about me where I'm comfortable or I'm safe, and people are drawn to me and are very wanting to tell me what's going on with them, wanting to open up, wanting to connect deeply with me. So there was something that I was doing that was working, because I feel pretty successful in my track record of intimate relationships. It came a point in my life where I had to decide on what I wanted to do with my life, and I know that there was what I'm talking about in terms of my passion for relationships led to my decision to become a psychotherapist, because I knew that a lot of the problems, I just knew intuitively that a lot of problems that people have in their life that they seek therapy for comes back down to what's going on in their relationships. If their relationships, to the extent to which their relationships are working, is the extent to which they're going to be happy and they're going to be okay, and vice versa. If there's problems in their relationships, they're going to have symptoms, they're going to have pain, their quality of life is going to be compromised. I knew this, so I became a psychotherapist, and working primarily with the addicted population when I first started out. That was like maybe 30 plus years ago. And I was operating, early on, I was operating based on the principle and on the concept and on the hope that the therapeutic relationship would be a springboard to other relationships. In other words, if my clients, I was able to generate a rapport with them where they feel cared about, they feel safe, they feel heard, they would have an experience of what that's like, being intimate and being connected to someone, then they can then go out and take the show on the road, be able to, if they take their experience with me out in the world and create it on their own with other people. But it did not work out that way. Invariably, what was happening, people, you would come into my office, meet with me, get, sort of excited, get some resolve and insight about what you were dealing with, and then want to go out in the world and create a connection, create a relationship that's emotionally nourishing and intimate and fulfilling. And what invariably happened was they would come back to me, come back to therapy, really disillusioned, really demoralized, and what the hell happened? It's just not working. And they were going out, sort of depending on other people to kind of work off of them, use their cues, hope that they were like me, I guess, where they would be connected to their feelings and be able to provide a safe space and be able to have a dialogue and communicate. But it didn't work out that way. It was very, very difficult. So what I got from that is that there was a deficit or a lack of understanding of how to do this. There was a lack of know-how. There was a lack of skills. There was a lack of understanding of the process. And if I would somehow develop a program and a way of teaching them what they needed to know, you could become the leader of your life in terms of taking this know-how out with you into the world and experience and create connections that are more meaningful, have a much higher hit rate, be able to connect more, and whether you have the kind of relationship, whether it materializes or not, you'll still feel good about your efforts and your ability to connect. So that's kind of how I got to be in this role. This is what's most important to me. This is the best that I got. This is where I'm strongest. And so what I've done is put it all together, figured out what I do. I really sat down and analyzed what it was that I was doing that was working and broke it down into principles, challenges, pitfalls, basic skills that you need to develop and master, myths or preconceived notions that were sabotaging. I have a whole program now based on my own analysis of what I have done from my experience of what works, and now I can give it to you so you can apply it in your dating and relating and relationship exploits and pursuits. If you feel that you lack role models in your life around intimacy and relating and relationships, and this is an area where you're missing out on and kind of was holding you back, if you are feeling that you don't really understand the process or lack the know-how to what's it all about, what are you doing, what are you supposed to be doing, then this could be you. This could be perfect for you, where you can just fill up that hole and get that need met for understanding. If your experience in relationship was predominantly negative and you're very discouraged by just the possibility of ever having a deep, intimate, emotionally nourishing, healthy relationship, this is also for you perfect, because now you're going to be able to figure out what's entailed, what you need to do, focus on it, and become empowered, take it out into the world and experience it. But overall, more than anything else, the most important thing is to determine whether this is something you want to pursue, goes back to the question that I asked before. How important is it to you to have an intimate relationship? How badly do you want it? If the answer is high, really it's a top priority, you want it more than anything else, this is for you. Again, the results from this dating intensive training program that's on this website, the benefits for you are to go out and take risks, go out, try to connect with people, and you will enjoy the process. No matter what happens, you will enjoy the process, you'll feel more confident and more effective. Additionally, you will feel self-affirmed. You will feel empowered. You'll feel encouraged. You'll feel reinforced that you know what you want, you know what you're after, and you're going after it. And regardless of what happens on any one date, whether you meet the one, whether it works or it doesn't work, you're going to walk away with a sense of self-affirming, being self-affirmed. And then also, like I said before, another benefit for sure is that you're going to increase your hit rate. Your connectivity quotient, as I call it, will go up, because as you go out and date and relate and try to connect with people, you will see your percentages of connection will skyrocket. You will just hit more. You'll have more connections and be very, very encouraged by that process, because you're getting better, and you'll have more hope, and the relationship that you want to create will happen sooner and definitely. Let me tell you what you have to look forward to here. On the next two, there's going to be 2 training modules that I'm offering to you free, and these are really knock your socks off training modules that could definitely transform your life, certainly your dating experiences and how you relate in the world in general. The first training is called The Best and Worst That Could Happen. And basically what that's about is that whenever you meet someone, there's only 4 things that could happen. And I don't want to tell you what they are. I want to kind of pique your curiosity. But in each one of these 4 scenarios, these 4 things that could happen, there are challenges in each one. Now, if you can master those challenges and be prepared to face those challenges, not only will you enjoy the process of dating and be more successful, you will be gaining experience that you could use, vital experience that you could use during any stage, at any stage of any relationship, because those challenges that exist when you're dating also will present themselves to you definitely at many times during the course of any intimate relationship. So if you could do it then when you're dating, you'll be able to do it later. So that's going to be a real tremendous learning process for you, that the best and worst that could happen. Additionally, the next training module is going to be navigating your relationship pursuit, distinguishing between 7 or 8 different types of attraction and intimacy. And again, I want to pique your curiosity. I don't want to get into what those 7 or 8 different types of attraction and intimacy are, but I will tell you, the point is, when you understand each one and can identify each one and distinguish between each one, then you can make choices in terms of how you're relating and the selection of the people that you might be drawn to, thus increasing your chances of ending up with a healthy, intimate, emotionally nourishing relationship. In order to gain access to those videos, those free videos, key in your name and email address below, and maybe I welcome any questions that you have when you're watching them. I will be there to respond to them, and I'll see you there.